It looks like ComicsGate's at a desperation play moment as everything's kind of not going well. And there's new IndieGoGo terms of service where I think this whole model of using one crowdfund campaign to fund the last is about to dry up. They've got way too many open crowdfunds that, of course, are not fulfilled. And the new terms of service and GameFound is a much more serious company than IndieGoGo ever was. I actually like GameFound quite a bit. I've been talking with their reps behind the scenes, and they seem pretty reasonable. And they do also have a little bit of a political bent, which is interesting. Now, for me, none of this changes. I'm banned from IndieGoGo because I'm too badass. I'm banned from Kickstarter because I'm too right-wing. And this is the real culture war that's been fighting right here. They don't leave you alone on these websites if you are any threat to the mainstream. They don't leave you alone if you actually stand for anything. IndieGoGo has just let this go for a long, long time. And of course, they've shadow banned them so that normal people don't see that ComicsGate's on their website because, of course, they're ashamed of the fact that they're letting this go. But they act in a way that these people are just completely non-threatening to them. And that's why they were propped up. If you look at the way that EVS kind of grew and that your boy Zach kind of grew, they were fakers. They were not people who were actually here to fight the culture war, that were not here to promote conservative and Christian values through the arts, which is what we're explicitly doing now. And we're building something even greater and better than ever before. So as we get into what's happening in this crazy new gambit that they're trying to do, let's get into what we're doing as well to create, because I've been spending the last couple of years building something bigger and better than I've ever before. It's called Valiant Frontiers, and I'd love you to hit the like and subscribe button, and then check this out. This is a new science fiction book trilogy. I know this is a comic book channel, but I write regular books for people who actually know how to read too. No offense. But this is something that is a huge, huge deal. Now, Star Trek's gone off the rails. Science fiction's gone off the rails. If you followed me for a long time, you know exactly how bad the publishing industry is. You know exactly how bad that Star Trek's become. I am, of course, proposing a solution to that. I miss real space exploration. I miss going out there and exploring strange new worlds instead of strange new genders. And so now we are trying to bring this back. I've written 3 books in advance so that everybody can get to know these characters, get to know the setting very, very well. This whole trilogy is going to come out at once. Now, the best part about my crowdfund campaigns compared to CG is I'm done. I wrote these books already. As you can see, the art's already done for the covers and the like. All I have to do is do the print production. I got to know how many our print run is, and then I can get that going at the end of the campaign. So the ebooks will be delivered right away, and everybody who gets physical books always gets ebooks because, again, CG doesn't do this. They don't want the ebooks out there, and they want to squeeze people, but I want to make sure everybody's about reading first. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful series. It's about the EAS Valiant. They're going out and they're exploring. They hit a planet on the first one that has some strange soul crystals that are making people live forever. On the second one, they find an alien world that's been ravaged by war, and there's a pocket dimension where some of them have hidden who are still alive. And then the third one, we actually deal with time travel in a really elegant way. It's my answer to Doctor Who. And so I've really hit hard on 3 very big sci-fi concepts, all in their own standalone books as the characters grow and the characters progress through all the books. So you get the feel of Next Generation with the changes that happen with Deep Space Nine. Really good stuff right here. Now get in on this. Now on top of this, I am producing the most premium hardcovers I've ever done in my career. I found a wonderful printer that has high-end paper, that has beautiful dust jackets for the covers. We can bling these out like none other. The more backers I get, the more I'm just going to bling these out and just make them the best things ever. These cannot be print on demand. I have to do this in one run. This is going to be it for these. And we're leaning into, 1, the highest quality storytelling I've ever done in my entire life. 2, the highest quality print jobs we've ever done in our entire life. And 3, the coolest part about all this, at least for me, is I'm actually doing a leather-bound version of my Oration War trilogy that goes along with this. And if you don't know, I've teamed with Castalia Library. I'm a leather-bound book collector, and they produce the highest quality leather-bound books. You can see just how gorgeous these gold foil stamps are, the gold trimmed edges. You got the ribbon in here. This is the quality that we're going to do. It's going to be very similar to this right here with the Oration War. We're going to be using beautiful pigskin leather. Now, pigskin leather was something that was used, and again, I learned all this stuff recently back in the day, and they've kind of removed away from it to cowhide, which is a little less. It's a little less soft. It's a little more grainy. The cowhide is. The pigskin actually is higher quality, and I don't know why they moved away from it, but I think it's just a little bit cheaper to have cowhide. But we want to have the highest quality, best stuff out there. So this is what we're doing. Valiant Frontiers is in the description below. It's on Fun by Comic, which is the free speech platform. It's live. Grab this trilogy today. Back the real culture war change. This is where it's at. Thanks, guys, for being here. Okay. So, Student of God put this out here as they were talking about Kings United. Now, this is them doing a crossover CG Kings. Now, what is CG Kings? It's Ethan and whoever flunkies of the week are just leeching off of his YouTube channel. And so whoever's going to be in it is going to be whoever's going to be in it. And they used to say that they didn't want to do that, and they called it cheap appearances. This is an old EVS clip right here where he talks about how Rob Liefeld and Image used to do this, and it was cringy. They'd throw these appearances into different books. They do little crossovers, and none of them ever really worked out. They were always bad storytelling and the like. And he said that they hated that kind of thing, and that's exactly why ComicsGate doesn't do it. Fast forward a few years later, ComicsGate's doing it. And why is ComicsGate doing it? Because I think he needs to drum up support, because a lot of those campaigns are failing with the lower ranks in there, a big problem that they're having. And those guys are not able to survive on what's coming out there, so he's trying to lift everybody up real quick with a cheap gimmick. Another thing that's happening that's causing this is IndieGoGo, where they have all their campaigns. The SJW company that, of course, bans people. They don't care about that. They shadow ban it. They never moved over to Fund My Comic, right? Why not? Fund My Comic is a spot that actually likes us, that actually cares about us, that actually is a pro-free speech platform. But no, they remain on here because he doesn't want to move his base over and risk losing a percentage of your backers, because you do. Whenever you move a platform, you lose a percentage of your backers. It happens. When Kickstarter banned me, it happened. When IndieGoGo banned me, it happened. You have to rebuild up that base and get people on the site, and it's a tough thing to do. And he doesn't want to put in the work to do that because, of course, he's not really about working, if you haven't noticed over the years. But they've got some new terms of service, which are pretty interesting over here. And if you look at the creator guidelines and the like, you're going to have some problems with what they're doing. So there is going to be a delivery. Set delivery rules, shipping methods on backing deals. So here it is. Your history of reward delivery and prior performance is going to be part of the risk assessment, the internal risk assessment. This assessment may consider, and so unresolved obligations to backers and delayed or undelivered rewards. Signs of fraudulent or deceptive behavior. Ribbitcoin. That's an old one. Risks of money laundering or unfair transactional activity and material deterioration of your financial standing on a level that may reasonably threaten your ability to perform contractual obligations or deliver rewards to backers. They're going to be looking at this now, and there's an actual company that pays attention to this kind of thing. Now, with all of their undelivered books, with all of their undelivered stuff that they've just milked backers on over and over and over again, they might not be able to do this anymore. And so this is going to be maybe a last hurrah trying to get it going real quick before they get out of there, and it's a massive problem for what they've got going on. Another thing in here is a political deal. Politics. I can't find it. Of course I can't find it when I'm trying to rush here, guys. But there's a political thing where they said that, of course, there's not going to be allowed to be any political stuff on the platform. And they don't want that on there. They just want this to be about fun and the like. And does that jive with what ComicsGate's doing? Because inherently they're kind of a political group. We'll see how that goes on that level as well, because of course we know they've banned people over politics over in the past. And with GameFound, like I said, they're a much more serious company and much more serious about these things going on. So Fund My Comic is the way for the future, and of course they're behind the curve because they always are. We're ahead of the curve always. I moved to Fund My Comic a long time ago, and I've been doing multiple campaigns over there and fulfilling multiple campaigns. You guys got my Emerald Array last year. It was good stuff. And this one is a beautiful sci-fi trilogy. I can't wait for you to get on. Like I said, the highest quality we've ever produced. Amazing stuff. The cover art's by Lolo's Art. He's actually a painter who does these paintings, and I wanted to evoke that classic style, the real paintings that they did back in the 70s and 80s for books, and that's what we got here, because of course we want it to be classic. We want it to be eternal. We want it to be away from the modern stuff. The entire purpose is to regress harder and to make science fiction great again. So check this out. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you for backing, and we'll be back soon.